So, hello and welcome everyone to the ESOC Autumn Championship 2018. This is the second chance. This is round of 16, Chusik versus wookl. And my name is QueenOfdestiny and I'm casting today with Butifle.
Hello, that's me.
Yeah, nice. Could you guys give us a feedback about the sound if everything is fine? And we start directly in game 1 on Manchuria. And it's an Ottomero.
Ottoman mirror. This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun if they go for an FF, right? They can do this or just Gen Ables. Do you think there's a typical standard in this matchup?
Oh, I don't exactly know what I would do, but on this pawn in particular, maybe either one player can go C, but that's too risky, or take the trading post, which is a more safer option for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Or just go super aggressive with the FF or Gen Abus, 2x Janissary. There are a lot of possibilities, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we have here in the color blue wookl playing as Ottoman, versus Chusik here in the color teal, and he's playing also Otto, so it's a mirror. And I took a quick look at the hunts, and I think they are fair.
Hunts seem to be fair. There's one hunt, which is herdable as well, and this one.
Yeah, this is for sure fine. And there's also here the third, I mean the fourth hunt, let's say, and they have, yeah, exactly enough hunts to bring really close to the TC. We can see here it's like one screen, and then mostly they are herdable on the TC. What do you think about the decision here from wookl to take the middle trading post?
Well, I guess it's an interesting option because he might try to get the TP line, as I mentioned before, or he might just want to take the middle to delay someone if the Chusik is gonna try to take it. Or I have really no idea, but I really think that he wants to take the TP line, or at least have the advantage having the middle trading post.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's worth to make them a stagecoach when your opponent have one TP out of 3.
Yeah, that depends. In order to get stagecoach and to pay it fast for itself, I guess he needs to do a forward base here, but that's too bit risky, I would say, and take the TPs for himself and eventually destroy this one TP.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we will see what these players really do have in mind soon enough. So.
Yeah. And when we take a quick look at the treasures, Chusik was able to take a 90 wood treasure and wookl some small treasures, wood treasure and also coin treasure, but now he's working here on this 85 wood treasure, but not pretty well microing, right?
I guess he's microing pretty fine. Or maybe now he's just, I guess, lazy a bit. Because I think you can still like kite the tiger in melee, because the tiger has a bigger rate of fire than the explorer, and you can take less damage by just moving back and forth.
Yeah, but
schooners from wookl.
Oh wow! So we're gonna see some water play here. Is it a good decision on Manchuria to go on the water with these 4 whales here?
Well, let's check the decks, I think. For the wookl's deck has schooners, 2 galleys, upgrade for the ships. And that's pretty much it regarding the water. Also the economy card, the rendering plan in H2. Meanwhile, Chusik has schooners as well and 2 galleys. Oh, so although I would say this is a bit of an anti-water deck.
Yeah.
Because maybe he wants to galley rush, train galleys, ship 2, and it seems like it. Or he might try to take control over the TPs and then try to put pressure on C.
Yeah, I think this would be a good idea to do. When here wookl is going for water. When we see already here the first fishing boat is popping out. How much does it cost now? I think 40 wood?
50.
Yeah, it's nerfed, right?
Yes, minus 20 wood from base 70. That's 50. And it changes the train points by minus 40%.
That's interesting here.
Oh, I guess he can get away with one. Maybe.
Well,
Because the boats are relatively fast. It's almost like 2 dogs.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it's much better for Otto to go for water because, I mean, not much better, but it's more efficient with the villagers who train a bit slower, right?
And this might be interesting now. The Chusik is going to build a forward barracks. So I suppose he tries to get some pressure going in H2, or he might just say, hey, he's going water.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get away with building barracks H2 and then just spam units when I hit H3 to be faster in blue space.
Yeah, that's true. Well, pretty interesting here. I'm curious if there is coming another building now with the 700 wood from Chusik, and if wookl, I'm pretty sure he's gonna spam more shipping boats, and he's also adding a barracks in base.
Yeah, I think he wants to play it. He wants to play it safe to train some units in H2. If he suspects getting attacked, I don't know in particular if he scouted this barracks, but either he has he's a bit lucky there, or he's just responding to it, or it's just like a standard build which he had prepared.
Yeah.
And five Janissaries now, and there comes another shipment difference. The Chusik has shipped 700 coin, and he's eating his egg, so I suppose he wants to spam Janissaries and Abus guns. And meanwhile, you can see that probably Chusik has researched Stagecoach.
Yeah, he wants to boom here with the Stagecoach in the back, while wookl wants to water boom, I believe so.
Yeah. This would be kind of a thing, Stagecoach against well.
But there are more Janissaries now, and this shipment looks kind of wasted, even when more Janissaries here coming.
Yeah, I guess. He's, I don't know who will win this battle. It's very close, I would say.
Oh,
also, the Ottomans are coming, so wookl is gonna lose this Janissaries definitely. He's getting snared as well.
Wow. This is nice for Chusik, even when it was not looking so great. Yeah, wookl lost 10 Janissaries and Chusik only 5, and he's also now... wookl is going here to lose this trading post. But he's happy water booming, I believe so.
He even has 2 dogs, so with the schooners he's really training those fishing boats very fast. Now there's the matter when Chusik ships 2 galleys. I'm pretty sure that it will delay it, and it might force wookl to ship 2 galleys of his own. So I overall think that the game has been going so far that Chusik has the upper hand in this matter. But the longer the game goes, longer the wookl is getting away with all of these fishing boats. He's gonna have a way better economy.
Yeah. And did you notice here on top there's a fishing boat, like close to the shore, to make sure that Chusik is not building a dock, that it's in line of sight?
That's very smart.
Yeah.
I like it.
Chusik also shipped now 5 Janissaries, but he's a bit hesitating here to going in the base of wookl. I think he could just go maybe and try to burn down the docks, but I'm not even sure if he noticed that wookl is on water.
I think he might have seen it, these fishing boats, but it was waterfly. And if he checked his deck, he could suspect some water play going on. Oh wow, here comes the Hussars. But I don't think, well, maybe it's gonna be enough with these Aben's guns, providing those firepower against those Janissaries. We will see. Yeah, Chusik's got the upper hand in this battle.
Yeah,
he might put his Abyss guns on wookl's Abyss guns, and then the Hussars just melt the pure Janissaries without any firepower behind it. So.
Oh, boss player shipped now 3 Hus. I mean, not now, but like a bit ago. But Chusik's Hus are still here alive. But wookl have a stable in base. I'm gonna check if we have some in queue. No, he's making Janissaries and Abyss guns.
Yeah, I guess he supposed that Chusik has got way too many Janissaries right now at this point in order to get away with Hussars, with training Hussars. So he needs some counter composition in this matter. I think he knows that Chusik is still on artillery foundry and barracks, because he didn't see any Hussars yet, and I guess he could tell that this has been a shipment instead of it being trained.
Yeah. Now it looks like the Chusik wants to go and look at the unit military population. It's really in favor of Chusik. He could just really right click, I think, the buildings and maybe make a lot of damage here.
wookl doesn't look good in this fight. Well, not really a fight, he's just trying to escape and buy time. But those Hussar snaring are just a big killer there.
Oh, there's not much left for blue. Really not. He's even losing maybe here a villager. He even made the wood upgrade in the market for his villagers, but nothing else. I think he wanted really to water room hard.
Oh wow, colonial militia in right now. This is interesting. I don't know if he can really hold it with colonial militia, unless he has like 5 Jans, 5 Abyss popping out and then getting all of it with the CMs at the same time, with the villagers out as well. Maybe he could have held that, but that's not gonna happen. Now he's losing his in-base infrastructure, so he's really not looking good. His land villagers are high-low. He doesn't have a market to buy wood. He's in a really tough spot right now.
Yeah, he's placing a market now here in the back next to the hunt, while he also tried to raid with his 2 Janissaries and 2 Hus, but there was mostly AFK, but he brings them now back, I guess, to defend, because maybe he will soon like let pop his 2 Minutemen badges.
Yeah, that's his only hope at this point. Does he have resources for that?
Oh,
okay. I guess he has. The 2 Hussars are now coming in order to snare, but it's still not enough. The Chusik has way too many units to cope with here, and
yeah, but the economy population is really insane for wookl here.
Yeah, also the trading posts. He's ahead, of course, but
yeah, but he's losing his TC, I think.
He's gonna lose his TC, yeah, and the villagers in it. So he calls it GG.
GG. This first round goes to Chusik. This Ottomans here. How did you like the idea from wookl that he was going on water against this rush?
Yeah, I guess maybe he could have hold to a certain point and not try to contest this TP, the middle TP, like to defend it, because he didn't really have enough resources to do so when he was water booming behind it with 2 dogs straight away. I guess you cannot do that.
Yeah.
So he wasted some units there. And maybe what I would like to see is some usage of the walls. Something like Kynasy does. He's known for that. If he goes water, so he can maybe snipe the incoming army with Abus guns.
Yeah.
But I guess that's debatable because the Chusik can just spot it and ship 2 galleys or 8 straight away and do a strong timing.
Well, I guess so. So, let's move on to next game where and see what wookl gonna pick. No, Chusik gonna pick first, right?
Yeah, Chusik has the first pick.
On Gran Chaco.
Do you know the map pool?
I said he didn't find the time to see what kind of maps they vetoed, but it's basically like they should have been Tibet now. So one of the players vetoed Tibet, and then we have Gran Chaco, and then High Plains, Alaska, and Kamchatka on some point. I believe so. I'm not sure that that I have the right order of the map pool in my head right now.
Alright, so Chusik has vetoed Tibet. So the next map is going to be Gran Chaco. And he locks Dutch. I think it's pretty okay pick, considering Dutch doesn't really need to rely on trading posts. They have banks, they get a lot of XP.
Yeah.
Overall, Dutch seems to be one of the good civs, like a really good civs, I guess.
Yeah, I think also on this no TP map, the Dutch is really a safe pick. But China, what do you think about China on an OTP map?
China on no TP map. Well, I'm not much of a China player myself, so. But when I play it, I mostly pick it up on TP maps because China has a really good tempo with the shipments in H3. They can basically spam shipments, and they have a really good cavalry.
Yeah.
And their skirmishers are very good as well if you have 2 cards on them. Very cheap and cost efficient, I would say. But of course, in skirmisher wars, the Dutch player wins because he can just stack up 3 cards on top of each other and they trade better in the end. Maybe we could also see some H2 play, which I'm not sure about. From China, I'm not really sure about, but or some really aggressive early H3 play.
Well, I'm really curious about this because I don't saw so many times China on an OTP map. So let's see what wookl is gonna do. And he's here in the color blue. I'm sorry, I suck. In the color blue, playing as China, versus Chusik here in the color team. He's playing as Dutch. And would you like to come again and say more?
Well, we should first, I think, check the Huns. They seem a bit of equally distributed. I guess blue has 1 extra hunt, like here maybe.
No, this is this hunt here, and they are kind of spawning this time a little bit of a mirror. Just like that blue, this hunt is a little bit more safe here in the back for blue. But overall, I think it's a bit more far to hurt. No, it's the same distance. This is really a fair spawn. Both have also coin mine and everything. So yeah, we are good to go here. And oh, look at this! This envoy is already gonna die.
That's kind of. I guess it's not that big of a deal, but he basically lost the scouting potential early on, which can be quite annoying.
Yeah.
So far, the treasures has been 70 wood for Chusik, he has picked, which is always nice pick for every civ, I guess, because in regards to Dutch, he can build his first bank faster with that wood. Assuming he wants to build banks, I don't know I don't know exactly what he's planning to do. Maybe we can see some no banks though.
Well, I mean, it's Dutch, and all what Dutch is doing is building banks and making skirms and routers or something like this. No, I have no idea what he's gonna do versus China, because as far as I know, it's really nice to have some hand cavalry versus China, and I think that's
Yeah,
what has the greatest.
I think hand cav is always useful in order to body block, but we will see.
Oh, there was a dead llama here from Chusik, I think. Or I'm blind, maybe. I'm not sure. I saw a dead llama.
This is actually a pretty nice treasure for
Yeah.
wookl to take.
And he took also 100 food, so it means like he can A-jump really with a nice timing.
So far, the teal player Chusik has 4 llamas in total. Yeah, he has. wookl pick only 2. Also, I kind of forgot that this map has some amount of livestock. Maybe one of the reasons why wookl has picked China, because China has villages and they serve as livestock ban as well. I think they've been nerfed in the current patch or before it. The livestock doesn't get that fast.
I'm sadly really not sure about this. You are the OP player here. And here the blue player is taking 100 XP treasure. He shipped already the villager card with his 2 villagers and the town center, so they're popping from here, and from there. And well,
overall, yeah. If you look at it, the blue has got a pretty good H1.
Yeah,
I would say, and the Dutch player hasn't been much worse either in regards to H1. Both of these players have picked good treasures, and as you can see on the map, there are only 3 treasures left, if I'm not blind, and they are mostly small, like 40 coin, 40 XP, and 1 scout, native scout, which can be very useful sometimes because you can get invisible.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, and this one, the 30 wood. I forgot about it.
Yeah, some wood is always nice to have because you really just shop it so slow. The China age-up time is really good, right?
Yeah, usually China ages around 5 minutes, I guess, most of the times. And if you look at the macro, how he manages with the resource gathering, you can see that he's probably going to H3. He doesn't really plan on build on barracks or go H2. Yeah. I guess we can tell that now.
Bankwagon first in H2.
This is interesting, and the stable has been dropped. So maybe we can see a cavalry semi, pretty standard in regards to builds, the build orders. I don't think it's a bad way to play against China. Those hussars can do some damage. Either the Chinese player maybe deny a building of a barracks or a consulate before, like a bit earlier, then China would usually get it and delay China overall a bit with these hussars.
Look at wookl here at blue. He shipped 700 coin. He have almost the food and coin together, and now he's just gonna age. At 6 minutes, he start aging.
Wow, that's actually pretty fast.
That's really, really fast.
So let's see. He's building the porcelain tower.
Yeah.
Which gives resources. I was maybe expecting that he would age with the Confusion Academy and try to build a village in the metal or aggressive, just in order to have a faster timing and try to punish the Dutch player for going greedy. But now the Dutch player has built a stable, so maybe it's actually a good choice.
Yeah, and Minuteman, oh wow, this Minuteman was really, really fast, Bob.
I guess he just didn't want it to get idle that much. These hussars can be very annoying. Now he brings his monk, maybe. Oh, I don't think any Hussar would go down. Yeah, he escaped. He did some damage though.
Yeah.
He wasn't really idled. He lost one villager maybe. Wait, let me see. Oh, yeah, wookl has lost one villager. I guess it's not that big of a deal in the end. And he tries to drop a village over here in the middle.
Yeah,
So
but this... Oh no, this Minutemen here are snaring. Nice.
I think the Chusik can actually take this fight if he micros it correctly. But he's playing it safe, and he also, wookl, has managed to get a free badge out of the Summer Palace, and he got Chusik by composition.
Yes, it's anti-cav from China, the H2 one, right? And
Yeah,
but
I would say
he they're not
kind
so
of
great, right?
the Chusiks.
Yeah.
Well, they are very cheap and something like. You could compare them in a way to Russian Streltsy. In a way, they are very cheap. If the cavalry gets on top of them though, they die fast. They don't really. I guess the strength lies that the pikes do body block the cavalry and then Chusiks fire from behind.
Chusik right now have also a barracks in base and is training some skirms. He's also aging right now.
Yes, I guess this is a usual age up. He dropped a barracks as well as you mentioned.
Yeah.
In total, he has 4 banks. I would maybe like to see a 5th bank. Maybe he can buy 100 wood and just drop a bank if you see he's got 251 wood in stack. Or maybe he wants to drop infrastructure instead. Yeah, he's doing that. He's building houses to support more units.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he was housed actually.
And now the Chinese player is going for that early H3 aggression.
Yeah, he shipped this intervention to get the red code.
And there are some villagers going down now.
Ooh, that's painful.
So in total, Chusik has lost. Well, now he's gonna probably lose more. Or maybe he doesn't. He didn't notice these 2 villagers.
This meteor armors, they're kind of in not such a greatest spot, but there's so much Huss, and the skirms are shooting here from the back. And the positioning, what do you say?
The position was very good for Chusik in this regard. He got on top of the cat, which he wanted to kill first. He got the Minutemen out, and now the only thing that really remains at this point, he's probably gonna kill all the meteor hammers and 2 Chusiks and musketeers, and he can just hide with the skirmishers. So it was a good haul, I would say. He shipped 1k wood
That's so greedy.
as his first shipment, so he didn't even need a military shipment in order to hold this push. So I'd say that Chusik has did a really good job at holding this. If he got away with this greedy shipment. Now he can build another bank, build more infrastructure, get some more market upgrades. Let's see, which did he got? He only got the hunting dog, so let's say he could go for place in mines, steel traps, maybe amalgamation even, but I don't think that would pay off in the end. It's pretty expensive upgrade, and that 200 wood could be used for houses or something else.
Yeah.
And now we have another push from the Chinese player, but I think the Chusik has enough anti-cav to deal with this.
Yeah, wookl is here going in with his few hand cav and the red coats in the back. Losing a lot of units here under PC. Also villagers are shooting. Yeah,
it was a hold. didn't surprise me that much. He got a decent mass of writers in order to kill the Chinese cavalry here. So now I guess the Chinese player is gonna run out of steam sooner. He didn't do much damage at all. So it's a war of, well, I'd say the longer the game goes, the better is it for the Dutch player. The Chinese player can either go free TCs in order to balance it out, the economic population, but it has a setback that he won't have so many units that he could have. And meanwhile, the Chusik has got away with the greedy shipments. He's got 5 banks now, and he can just mass. I guess that's what he can go for now, and what he will actually go for, in order to break this forward base of the Chinese player, in order to secure more map and just appeal more stake.
Yeah, I guess so. He also built here on top a village, and now on the other side, so he have really like a nice map control. He was also going to try to raid with his meteor hammers, but Chusik didn't touch any of these hunts here. Oh, whoa, there's a dead animal, but maybe he was thinking it's a bit too risky.
Yeah, considering the Dutch player, he would probably have writers to deal with it.
Yeah.
It will be a waste of more units. I don't think the Chinese player can afford wasting any more units in this case now. He needs to min-max things. Look, you can see it on the score difference. He's 40 score behind.
Wow.
He really needs to do something. He's losing the tempo.
And the unit population looks in favor of Chusik here. wookl try to go in again, maybe pick up here some villagers. There are some low HP ones.
Yeah. Although he brings more writers. I just wanted to mention that Chusik didn't have much anti-cav there at all.
This drag box here.
Yeah, the Chinese infamous drag box.
Yes. 4 hussars from Chusik. Now it's time to go. He's going forward and burning down here the front base, I believe so.
Yeah, the front base is probably gonna go down.
Yeah, what is wookl gonna do now? I mean, it's like this now 25 population space difference between these two players. Oh, cavalry popping.
Cavalry popping, but the writers are gonna deal with it pretty fast, and the hussars can just body block. Now, this is the Chinese attack move. Let's see how it goes, but he cannot really waste his anti-cav like this. But I guess he had just too much stuff.
Well, it looks like how the unit was moving. He just Z-moved like a drag box and Z-move.
Yeah, I guess he just had too much stuff. Although these skirmishers are now pretty exposed, the 4 cav pop from the War Academy would be interesting. But also there are hussars alive, and yeah. There's nothing wookl can do in order to protect these skirmishers. So I would probably call this a game now.
Yeah. It's really nice.
There's 4 cav from the China, but again, now the cavalry doesn't have anything to cooperate with. They just die.
Yeah, and the GG is coming in.
And the good game coming from wookl.
Yeah, and also this round goes here to Chusik. He's now ahead 2-0. And yeah. Sadly, China didn't do the greatest job in early H3, right?
Well, China kind of failed with the first initial push.
And
I guess that's about it.
He had really such a nice H1 and also H up so fast to H3. Well, anyway, GG, and we move on now to the match point for Chusik, because it's a best of 5.
Yeah, it's a best of 5, so we might have a match point. This would be a pretty fast series.
Yeah, indeed. I didn't expect this because yeah, Chusik is a really old player and he is back since this tournament a little bit before he came. And wookl is a Chinese player or Japanese, I'm not 100% sure, but he's back in the days, he was like PS30. But I think he's also a bit rusty, so I'm not quite sure. These both players are a bit rusty, and but it looks like at the moment that Chusik is in favor of the series.
Yeah, definitely.
So next one is Hudson Bay. Maybe we see from wookl who needs to pick first some Brits. He plays some Brits, I guess.
I don't know in particular what he plays, like his main sys. But I guess this is kind of a standard map. It's popular.
Yeah.
And he picks Brits. You've been right.
Well, I need to say one of the media team did a really nice job at writing down some notes, and I just read it out of it, and it was right. I'm really surprised. I was like, oh, I don't know wookl really good or something, and yeah. I can also tell you all that Chusik was seated on place 6 and wookl on 11. And yeah, Chusik was really long inactive, like from 2014 around, and then he came back like 2015, played tournament a bit, and also 2016, and then he did again a break, and yeah. Why wookl? I think he didn't play he played two tournaments from ESOC. There was also the winter 2015, so there was a kind of a little bit older players with a little bit of tournament experience. And yeah, oh, you see, we're gonna have a Brit mirror. What do you think about it?
I don't know if it's still played like that, but 6 Musketeers, 6 Longbow, the best build.
So you think we're just gonna see like 2 towers next to each other or in front of each other, and behind there's from each player a barracks, and then they try to get as soon as possible first 6 Musketeers and also to get 5 Musketeers pop out and burn down the tower and kill the enemy's units who are popping, right?
I think it's really possible that we might see this.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could see something like being greedy, spam longbows. Depends, but the longbows are, in this particular matchup, like the longbows overall are a good unit, but they lack the mobility and they have the problems with the animation sometimes. And they cannot really kite directly. Opposed to another archer units like, well, not really an archer, but crossbows, they can kite. Yumis, they can kind of kite too. Yeah. And so on.
Yeah, but maybe like, for example, with the 300 would start and then build a TP and get some regional company and build a long wall with your houses, with the mainers, and stay behind with some longbows. Maybe, why not? It's a lot of things possible. There's also a little bit of water on this map here.
Yeah, there are a lot of possibilities, I guess. That's true. I think the most standard way and the most safe is to just like take the map ASAP, like soon as possible, and just secure it for yourself so you don't have the problems of running out of resources fast. If you do war and get a Virginia company, you might actually have to push out at some point because you are just going to run out of resources. And you don't really want to transition to mills early on because it gathers slow and it's expensive.
Well, yeah, I really agree on this. But well, the boss have like around two,
We
three.
should check the house.
Yeah, I
Yes.
checked already, and they will have for sure. It's really like a mirror spawn kind of. One hunt is a little bit more far away for Chusik here, but it's not such a big deal. As long they can get have the starting hunt and two other hunts what they can bring under TC and also coin mine. I think then it's pretty fine. And also here on top you always have a safe hunt and always a safe coin mine. And when it's spawned like this, it's really okay for boss players.
Yeah, I guess the map spawn is fine in this matter. And look at this. Trading post coming up from wookl. So we might actually see this Virginia company you have mentioned.
Yeah, as it was a 300 wood start.
Yes, it was a 300 wood start. So this might be interesting.
And
In opposed to that, the Chusik has went for 2 manor houses. So pretty standard opening. Just get that extra villager out.
yeah.
And the 10 pop, which is useful when you age up and have units. And now we can see the Chusik is definitely I steal your treasure is gonna get 95 wood.
Yeah.
The explorer.
And he's gonna build for
So-
sure another one.
Yeah, and he might build another manor house.
Yeah.
Which would be actually big. You can see the difference here is that the teal player is gonna have 2 more manor houses and 2 more villagers basically than the blue player. So we might actually see this difference early on. Look at this, our 60 wood. Wow. Maybe he could chop some more wood and get 4 manor houses in it.
Yeah, but I think the problem is, wait, it's 60 wood, so he would need to shop 47 more wood. And I think in a brick mirror, it's what you want to do is to age as soon as possible and to be as soon as possible in the middle of the map and drop your tower and your axe maybe. But well,
Yeah, but on the other hand, he would have 3 more villagers.
yeah, this
Basically shipment, so...
this would be really good. But I also, what I didn't say about it is that Chusik now that wookl have here trading post and might just go a little bit greedy then.
You should also check the tags.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm looking at wookl's deck, he's got schooners, he's got caravels in deck, and both the H2 upgrades on the ships, the offshore support and improved warships. So, he might go water, but he doesn't have any economic cards regards to fishing to fishing boat. So I don't know. Maybe he just picked this deck because he expected Chusik to have a water-heavy deck. Maybe, but in regards to that, there is no Virginia company on the blue player's deck. So that trading impulse might just be for 3 villagers and schooners, which is a possibility.
Oh yeah. Look how he's scouting here. Ah, but this is Chusik. Oh, I'm so sorry. But he's scouting if wookl have already placed a dog, but he didn't.
He did not.
But
And now look at this. The Chusik has 70 pop, like 6 manor houses at 4 minutes 12.
wow.
And he's got 300 wood in stack now, basically.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna see double rocks directly here in the middle of the map next to the trading line to spam out as much musk as possible with Brits. Yeah, he has 400 wood. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 2 racks.
That's actually a pretty interesting thought. He could possibly... he aged up with 500 food. So 2 racks is 700 coin. Yeah, it's going in.
Yeah, and it's gonna be then 10-10 and let's go.
Let's go, spam musketeers.
Exactly.
And this is gonna be very interesting because now wookl aged up with the outpost and 200 coin. So this is 1 barracks outpost against 2 barracks. So let's see how that turns out. I guess after some time, if wookl doesn't follow up with the second barracks, he can just right-click it.
Well, let's face it, okay? He had a shipment now. He does ship it right now, and it's 700 wood. And now he had another shipment. I think it's coming right now, and it could be that he's now shipping 6 musk. I would really like it to punish this front base with a tower in the back. It is possible, but he's going here a little bit greedy right now again to make more manas.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
I really like this. He's using the musketeers and explorer with the tower even to take this treasure, 150 food, which is actually a lot. It's still early game basically. It's early H2 and it is still something. Now wookl follows up with 6 musketeers as a next shipment. Also, we need to consider that wookl had a trading post since H1, so he's gonna have more shipments.
Yeah, for sure. But sadly, he don't have longbows in deck in H2.
He doesn't have longbows. Wow.
6 musketeers from Chusik. He have so much more stuff, 10 more musketeers, and I'm pretty sure he have popping more soon.
If he pops 10 musketeers right now, he might just strike with it.
Yeah. Only 3 musketeers.
Yeah. This might be a very good window to fight.
Yeah. Yes,
no, it doesn't matter. There we go.
Look at this macro from Chusik. He have really no resources left. He was really on time with his macro. This is really nice.
He's trying to buy time though. He might pop 10 musketeers and just go in order to encircle those musketeers. I also like the fact that he's trying to vote here. He tries to buy time. Although this volley from Chusik has been very painful. 3 musketeers in 1 volley. So depends. Depends how this is gonna turn out. More musketeers coming in.
Yeah.
Here, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to clean this up.
I'm not sure with this tower he's shooting in the back, and there was only 5 musketeers popping from Chusik. That's probably
Chusik,
thinking.
If you look at Chusik's shipments, he's running out of that early steam. He ships 700 coins and followed up by 6 musketeers, and now he ships 700 wood at this time. So he kind of ran out of steam.
Is it here from Chusik a classic Eklak build, like with his 700 coin and an H-up with 500 food?
Yeah. He's kind of a bit running out of that early game steam he had, but what he did do, he did the job. He took down the tower, he killed many musketeers of wookl, and now he's in the dominating position in regards to military and economy.
Yeah.
As well. So I don't really think that Chusik is in a bad position.
No, there's no units left, and here comes the GG in from wookl, and
well, this is 3-0.
Yeah, thanks for playing for the prayers. Chusik just had a great start here and was making something nice out of it with his 2 Raxes and the Eklak build. He had so much more units. Like 11 more units, I think it's really huge in a Brit mirror.
Yeah, and overall in most of the games, I guess, in this like mode, the supremacy mode is just, just do damage to train units. It's not treaty. Some people prefer the aggressive playstyle opposed to the greedy one, the economic heavy. And we could have seen that the aggressive playstyle has really just won and paid itself off. Also, I liked it because the Chusik got many woods treasures, H1.
Yeah.
So he didn't really need the 700 wood that fast as you would normally probably need it. So he shipped 700 coin and 6 musketeers. And he also chopped with like 2 or 3 wills to pull up the houses. to a certain point. I was capable of spamming so much units.
Insane. Well, I guess GG.